It all depends on your drinking preferences. Cheers. First up for the Drink, Think, Relax Wine Club. Let's try it out. And for inside the box, we have the 2017 Chianti Classico Panzano from Castelli di Grevebessa, the 2019 Barbaresco from Viticolte, La Casa Equilina, and then from Costa de Busia, 2014 Barolo, Vigna Campo dei Boi. Got a fun day tasting these. Just wanted to add some new videos. Alright, so first up we have the 2017 Chianti Classico from Castelli di Grevebessa. As always, you want to be cutting under the bottom ridge so as to not have any dust or anything from under the rest of the foil come up. Chianti Classico here, so 80+% Sangiovese. At least 12 months of aging. Beautiful color. As you can see there, a little variation to the rim, which denotes the age being there. Kind of brick, ruby center, a little watery on the edge almost. Nose is really nice. Spice and red fruit. Some tobacco and leather. Red berries. Cherries. Cooked, not necessarily bright and fresh. Definitely like that leather saddle kind of essence. Not necessarily like new leather, but like an old wallet perhaps. On the palate, it's a little light. Okay. There's some more of those firm tannins. Just on the tongue though, a little bit of tannin in the gums. I'm gonna guess it was old large oak, probably 90% Sangiovese. I'm gonna say 12.5, maybe 13% alcohol. Definitely a little bit light in the length, but the palate does confirm red fruit, spice, a little bit of earthiness. I honestly want more from it. Maybe I'm drinking it too early. I'm not sure if I'm drinking this out of the window or not, but I think I'm a bit underwhelmed. Maybe it'll grow on me. Let me see. Okay, the tannins are coming forth a little bit more. A little more fruit characteristic. It's a little flabby right on the front palate. What I mean by that, when it hits your tongue, it's almost like a layer of fresh water before the grip of the wine hits your tongue. It's an odd experience, but overall I think it's complex in that way from nose to palate, which I enjoy. The finish is somewhat long. I don't know if I'd pick this up again, though the price point was great, and I don't know, I would say maybe excellent with food. Yeah, Chianti Classico Panzano, Chianti Classico Castelli di Grevebessa, the Gran Selezione, 14%. Definitely does not present as 14% in the glass. All right, great. See you next time. Welcome back. Next up, we have the Viticolte La Casa Ingolina Barbaresco from 2019. 100% Nebbiolo, coming from the Piemonte region in the north. Generally lighter embodied, all relative to the Barolos that come from the same region, using as well Nebbiolo grapes, but then also up against the international varieties like Cabernet Sauvignon or Syrah, those kind of dark hues. So here we have again the 2019 Barbaresco from Viticolte. Looks wonderful. A bit more youthful. Talking about some wines as I pick them up, put them in the cellar. We have the Barbaresco here. So looking here, you can tell it's a youth due to the lack of variation from the center of the wine out to the edge. The wine itself, because we know it's Nebbiolo, we know that it's been in the bottle for 4 years, that it's going to be probably a bit tight. And when I say tight, I mean the acidic components to the wine have not had a time to calm down. In essence, the wine will be prepped to be aged for some time. So we'll see what the nose is. That's really, really lovely. It's like a candy, blackberries, kind of like a fresh pie essence going on. Really fresh and sugared fruit. And I don't mean sweet when I say sugared. I mean the smell of, you know, like a brambly blackberry kind of pie being made. Really, really rich tannins in the gums and on the palate. It is tight, but definitely drinkable now. If you enjoy highly acidic red wines, not highly acidic in an off-putting way, but if you like to have a pucker along with your tannin when you're drinking red wines, sometimes perhaps drinking a wine quote unquote too early may just be your way to drink that wine. I never knock anybody for drinking what they like, whether it's sweet, bubbled, really dry. If they add ice to it, I've had somebody add a lemon to it to make their own version of sangria. I don't judge you as long as you enjoy it. You know, it's one of those things that I can probably find a wine for anybody given just a little bit of information of what their drinking patterns have been. So, you know, I always enjoy customizing drink experiences for guests. And yeah, so this is one of those wines that while I may want to choose to lay down 2 of these bottles for 5 to 10 years, or perhaps even longer, as I do a little bit of research and maybe I drink one in 5 years and I decide I'm going to keep one for 10, it's still on me that I would say this wine is perfect for somebody that isn't necessarily a super overly tannic, overly dry and earthy wine drinker's wine, but definitely for someone that is kind of trying to make a bridge from white wines to red wines in your life cycle of your palate. This could be one of those wines to help make that bridge, because it is dry, but it also has some really, really nice, refreshing characteristics to it as well. Those tannins are really persistent. More tannins in the gums now as well. On the palate, you're definitely confirming that red fruit. Maybe a bit of, you're confirming that darker and blue fruit, so blackberries and blueberries, spiced earth coming through, and just really a really nice acidity to balance it all out. And yeah, so this 2019 Barbaresco could be laid down for a while, but as well could be drank right now. It all depends on your drinking preferences. Cheers. Oh, and finally, the Barolo 2014 Costa da Busia Vigna Campo de Boi. This is 100% Nebbiolo coming from the Piemonte region. So again, below the second notch on the bottle. Finally, Nebbiolo from Barolo. Super excited. 2014. Let's see how it looks. Much richer characteristics. Smells more carnal, more like meaty, more rich, kind of smoked meats, dried meats is probably the better way to talk about it. But you also have kind of dark red fruit, but a really kind of beautiful and delicate nose. It honestly needs time to air out because I just opened the bottle, I just poured it in the glass, and that's the type of thing that when you aerate your wine, whether you're using a tool to do it or manually just aerating your wine, giving it opportunity to interact with oxygen so that it opens up the ability to smell its characteristics, whether that's temperature or aeration. Both of those things will help do that. And the more you spin it, the more it comes to room temperature, the more expressive a wine will be, whether that's white, red, any alcohol really, it'll be more expressive. Sometimes it does it to the detriment of the flavor. But in times like this, where you have effectively opening up a time capsule from 9 years ago. See, those are just kind of really slow and elegant tannins. The wine itself is definitely a bit closed. It needs an opportunity to continue to aerate and open up. I think all in all, by the way that this tastes, it can continue to age from where it is now. You know, some Barolos can go 15, 25, 30. I've had wines that Barbarescos from 1971 and 67, and Barolos from 72 and 69, and they really stood up. It's about the winemaking process, and then also how is the wine held in the period of time after that. It's really lovely. Honestly, it's almost like a baked cherry pie in the way that it has those bit of baking spices coming through. Super delicate. The tannins are kind of like an extremely long finish. I'm still kind of chewing on that sip that I just took. This Barolo is excellent. Again, Costa de Busia Barolo Vigna Campo de Bui. Again, 2014. Just wanted to open up a fresh case that came in. Wanted to talk a little bit more about wines and perhaps the Drink, Think, Relax Wine Club. Talking about some wine once in a while and seeing what you think. So until next time, thanks for hanging in. Cheers. If you enjoyed the tasting, make sure to like and subscribe. And if you have any questions or comments, make sure to let me know below. Cheers.